In this video, we will discuss about the uniqueness of inverse. If suppose you have a square matrix and if that square matrix has an inverse existing for it, then that inverse that is going to exist is going to be unique. Means a single matrix cannot have multiple inverses is what the theorem says. So let's see the proof of it, okay? So let A be a matrix with the elements Aij. It is a square matrix of order M. Let us assume that there are two inverses B and C that are existing for A. Now we need to show that B is equal to C for this theorem to be proved, right? Since we are saying B is the inverse of A, from the definition of invertible matrix, can we say that A into B is the same as B into A is equal to the identity matrix, right? Similarly, if C is the inverse of A, then you can say A into C is equal to C into A is also equal to I, because this is also from the definition of invertible matrix only. Now, we know the fact that any matrix can be written as the matrix multiplied with the identity matrix, provided it is a square matrix, right? So B into I, B into, in the place of I, can we write AC, right? Now this will be equal to B into A into C, right? But what is B into A from theorem, from the step 1? It is I. So I multiplied with C is nothing but C. So from here we can conclude that the matrix B is the same as matrix C, as a result of which there is only one inverse that is going to exist for the given square matrix A of order M. Okay. The next theorem is, if A and B are invertible matrices of the same order, then AB inverse is exactly equal to B inverse into A inverse. This is another theorem which we use in many problems. Okay. So from the definition of, let's see the proof of it. From the definition of inverse of a matrix, we have A into B into AB inverse is equal to I, right? So if AB is a matrix, here A and B both are invertible matrices. So A into B multiplied with the inverse of A into B is I. So our job is to prove that AB's inverse is equal to finding B inverse separately, A inverse separately, and multiplying them together, right? So AB is into AB inverse is equal to I. So pre-multiplying both sides with A inverse, what are we going to get? A inverse of AB into AB inverse is equal to A inverse of I. But we know that A inverse multiplied with the identity matrix is still going to be the same matrix, which is A inverse on the right hand side. Whereas on the left hand side, what we will do is, we will combine the first two matrices, that is A inverse into A into this B is left out and AB inverse is undisturbed. So this is going to be the second step. Okay. But we know from the definition of invertible matrices that A inverse multiplied with A is the identity matrix into the B is written undisturbed into AB inverse is also undisturbed. So A inverse is written as such. But I into B is again going to be the matrix B itself. So B into AB inverse is equal to A inverse. Again, what we will do is, we will pre-multiply with B inverse on both the sides. So B inverse into B multiplied with AB inverse will be equal to B inverse into A inverse on the right hand side. But what is B inverse into B? It is again an identity matrix. So I into AB inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. Right side is undisturbed. But identity matrix multiplied with any matrix is going to give you the matrix itself, that is AB inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse, and this is the proof for this particular theorem.